All right, so these are my Field Police Joblink Monometers. I got these back in December. Never really used them because I couldn't get them to really read anything that made sense. And that, along with me still starting out, I kind of just was like, oh, I'll figure it out later, I'll figure it out later. Well, today I had time to try to figure it out. Couldn't figure it out until I did, basically. So if you look at them right now, this is the it doesn't matter which is return and supply, but you can see the supply is reading minus 0.13 inches water column, and the other one is reading 6 inches water column. And that's what was tripping me up. Before, they would read random levels of water column and they wouldn't really react like I would think. They would go up and down, like just, they wouldn't make sense. So basically, if I turn off this blower and just basically get rid of the thing that was causing a change in water column, you see one reacted to it and it's dropping back down towards 0. The other one is staying basically where it was. And I think partially it's just because they have some sort of sensing element on this, and that's what was actually reacting. But it turns out that and see, this one is not plugged in all the way. You'll see why here in a second. So it turns out that they both came like this one is right now, where if I stuck a needle-like thing in there, it would stop. It would bottom out. And you'd try to blow on it. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm trying to blow on it, nothing comes out. Try the other one. That one did blow out. So this one, I drilled it out. The problem all along was that we have epoxy. I think part of the assembly process, this probably just goes into this. The same way that this probably got epoxy to the front of here, this tube got epoxied to this barb. And that epoxy ended up inside of the tube enough that it actually blocked it off completely. So every time that I put this on here, that's why I had such a high water column. You can see it's zeroed now. When you push this in, just pushing that in like one barb caused it to go way up. So the fix is pretty simple. You just saw it go way up right there. And if I just go in with a drill bit and just have it face down, that basically broke through it. The other one actually had a lot come out, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick this out as far as I can get it. Seems like this glue jam was a little bit further in. Oh, yeah. And I'm just gonna tap it down here. Tappy tap tap. And then, there you go. Now if I put both of them, just put it on all the way and put it back on the fan. They're both close to 0 now, instead of being way up there in the inches water column. But they should both work now that I drilled out the epoxy. So if you're having this issue, that's what I would recommend, taking a look at the little magnet assembly. It took me forever because I really like these little magnet assemblies. I kept them on there the whole time, never figured out how to do it until I sat down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna either figure this out or return these or throw them away. If I can't, I probably couldn't return them at this point. I'm fine with that, but I would have thrown them away if I hadn't figured it out today, which I'm really glad I did. It's probably just not zeroed because they're not reading the exact same, so let's go ahead and just test it out for old time's sake. So we're just gonna go ahead and let's put them down here just in case there's airflow coming off of. Let's put them as close as we can. And then the fan isn't spinning. This is just the fan. I used it to blow out the bottom of a trailer once, so it's kind of dirty. So I'm just putting them as close as I can to each other, which maybe a better way to do it would be this way, so that one isn't closer or further from the blower. They're both basically in the center of it. All right, and then I'll just, well, The only one that really needs 0 is the red one, so that's this one. So just tap it, get it zeroed out, which it probably was at 0. It just wasn't zeroed on measure quick. So we'll 0 that one, and we'll go ahead and 0 the other one. Cool. So now sitting at 0. That was the other thing. I would 0 them, and they would just continue to rise. And most of the time, they would continue to rise after I 0'd them. And yeah, it was really frustrating. And now we can turn the fan back on, and they should rise or fall in unison now. Which honestly, I'm fine with that. 2/10 of a inch water column, or one or 2/10 of an inch water column is completely acceptable to me. Before, I just couldn't use them. They were just completely unusable. I was scared to even, I didn't even try to measure gas pressure with them. I had like the old dial ones that I was messing with, because I was like, there's no way I can trust it. But there you go. Hopefully that fixes the issue for somebody else. I just couldn't find it online, so I figured I'd post this.